Hello, everybody. What's up? This is Bernard. Hope everything is going well. It's good to see you. Good to be here. Ooh, need a haircut. But anyway, I'm really excited about now this day and time because, as many of you know, I finished my first novel. Yay! You know how you listen to radio stations and they have the little button they press when the clapping starts? Well, I got my own button. Yay! But we're real excited that the novel is done. I want to thank you. A lot of you have contacted me and let me know that you've already pre-ordered the book. Don't forget, pre-order before May 31st, well, through May 31st, and you have an opportunity to win a $100 Amazon gift card. Again, the name of the book is called Two Til Midnight. It's my first novel. Of course, a lot of you know about Lemonade already. That was more memoirish, but this is my first novel. It took me about 4 or 5 years on and off to finally complete, but it's done. In a nutshell, the elevator pitch, you have to be able to tell what the book is kind of about quickly. In general, it's a book about diversity and how we interact or treat others that are different than us. Okay, so that's the bottom line. But when I tell you it's a novel and it twists and turns and does all this movement, oh my goodness, you don't want to miss it. Now I will say this, certain chapters, you may want to be close to your boo, your husband, your wife, girlfriend, boyfriend, whatever, because it goes there in terms of, some of the language. I hope you're not immune or allergic to sex talk, but, wait a minute, just 1 second. So here's the official bookmark that goes with it. Publisher's Daily Review says, delivers a stunning conclusion. Dun, dun, dun. And I must agree, it really does. On the back, San Francisco Book Review says, this book is not for the faint of heart. Book topics, a sample of book topics: online safety, adoption issues, Black Lives Matter, supernatural realism, sexuality questioning. Also, there's a special feature in the book. It includes discussion questions for reading groups and book clubs. So, again, the name of the book is called Two Til Midnight. You can go to the website. It's probably backwards there, but www.twilmidnight.com. I had to read that. I wanted spelling bee way back when, but my spelling skills are kind of off now. But I wanted to get in contact with you because I'm going to have an official unboxing of the actual novel itself. See, here it is. Came in the mail, got it out today. So we're going to take a look at it together. So normally authors, when they get the book, they do the official unboxing, the revealing, the unveiling of the book. So we're going to do that here. So here we go, drum roll. And actually, when you get it, it will come in something that looks like this. So sometimes they send it in envelopes and things of this nature. But if you order this particular book, the company I'm going through, they really pack it in there tight. So, you ready? I said, is you ready? Okay, couldn't hear you. So, oh boy. Okay, here it is. Two Til Midnight. And you guys know how different I am. So the cover is actually like this, horizontal. It reads regularly though. You read it like this, you read it like this. It's a regular book kind of in terms of the orientation. So I don't want you to think about, this is re-upping. I know you don't know what that means, to re-up. So you don't have to worry about reading the book like this. It's a regular book, but I just thought this would be attention and eye-grabbing. You get it? Eye-grabbing. But it looks pretty nice. Wow. Randomly, or it's not frequently that I'm at a loss for words, but it looks good. The back cover, you can't really read it, of course, but the protagonist is named Dr. Garnett Gibbs, and she's a professor. She's what we call a prayer warrior. I didn't want to market this as a Christian book because it's really not like a Christian novel. I was trying to get Christian agents, and they read through it, and they was like, is you crazy? This ain't no Christian book. All the stuff you talking about in here, murder, violence, sex. I said, okay, well, let me take it to a regular agent. Take it to a regular literary agent. Is you crazy? It's too much religious stuff in here. So it's like a cross between like both of those worlds. So I call it Chriscular. Christian and secular. Chriscular, right? So it stands in a genre on its own. But I'm telling you, it's going to twist and turn. So it's called Two Til Midnight. So the idea of time, how time kind of factors in this whole thing. But it really does promise a stunning conclusion. Nobody's going to be ready for this ending. You see the spine is about 1 inch thick. So it's about 400 pages. So you're gonna be very well entertained this summer. I'm looking at the margins here. I'm trying to contain my excitement and act like I got sense online. The margins are nice, yeah. Sometimes you just really never know. Well, but anyway, how about we do this? How about we do a reading from it? There's a lot of stuff that goes on here, different conflicts. There's a conflict between two quote-unquote Christians who both think they're right. Something happened earlier, and so the name of that chapter is called Right versus Right. Right? Both of them think they're correct in their own regard. I'm going to read something. Let's see. Page 276, I think. That's a shame. You know what stuff pages are on. You do it so much, but yeah, this is... Oh, okay. So something went down between, of course, a white cop and a black person. You know, it's actually set against a Trumpian society. So that already says a mouthful right there. The kind of it's not a political book, but the kind of things that could go on in terms of the confrontations. Just so happens that in this case, this is a white cop. Something happened between a white cop and a black person who happened to be a Q dog, by the way. Q fight. So I'm not live, so you don't know where I am, so you can't stop me from doing it. So Q fight. Anyway, something just went down between this white cop and this black Q dog, and another white cop who's quote unquote the good white cop. I think it's interesting to hear that kind of discussion that you never really hear before. So after what happened has happened, this quote unquote white cop goes home and has a conversation with his wife concerning what just went down. You have to get the book and read what actually happened. Crazy. But now he's talking to his wife, kind of decompressing, trying to make sense out of what happened with his bad colleague, with other white colleagues. So we take a look at the conversation here between him and his wife, and it says like this. I don't know. It just seemed wrong to me. I knew Schmidt wasn't all there sometimes, but I never thought it would come to this. Well, honey, I'm glad you spoke up. That wasn't right. She adjusted her nightgown and took one last look at the bathroom mirror before turning in. You did the right thing. George was hesitant to accept her praise. I hope so. It just didn't feel like me. It was like I wasn't myself. It's hard to explain. At the moment, I just felt like I had to step in and say something. Honestly, Schmidt didn't even seem like himself. Something had to be controlling him. If I hadn't said anything, I really think he would have shot the kid. Things were going that bad? Only because Schmidt kept pushing the issue. And the way he looked at me when I told him that was enough. He just had a different face. He spooned her and placed his arm around her stomach. His breath was a little tart, but she had gotten used to it. Well, imagine if you hadn't spoken up and said anything. It might be a different story on the television. It may have been one of those stories again. Another one shot dead where the cops claimed he felt threatened. It's just not right, baby. I've seen all kinds of stuff on the beat. I feel sort of in a bubble because I know the violence will never probably happen to me and probably not you either, since we're both lily white. She laughed. He continued, it just bothers me that things are the way they are now. White cops can pretty much get away with whatever they want. You should hear some of the conversations in the precinct, how the guys talk amongst themselves about minorities. I've even seen Schmidt put up a poster that had a black face with a target on it and a picture of the white cop using it as target practice. Sick. Wow. My gut feeling is that things aren't going to change until white people start speaking up against it. Sad to say, but seems like it's true. Seems like the more they protest in the streets, the less stuff gets resolved. I'm not saying we got to be the great white hopes, but we got to make sure our voices are heard right along with theirs. Well, I'd say you made your voice heard loud and clear last night. I'm proud of you, dear. Well, at least that makes one who is. But I'm definitely on the Schmidt shit list. I really caught him off guard. He chewed me out when we got back to the precinct, asking me whose side I was on. Right. The side of right was what I told him. He didn't like that and told me I'd learned soon enough, but to never challenge him like that ever again. Out of the blue, Nan asked, so where do Asians and Hispanics fall in this drama? Don't know. There don't seem to be huge numbers of killings involving Asians and Hispanics. Just seems to be a thing with African Americans. Just seemed to be a lot of tension between whites and blacks. I'm sure it still has something to do with slavery. I'm sure America is still rather proud of that. Oh, George! Everybody knows slavery was bad. Yeah, but when it's time to talk about some of the kickback and consequences from slavery, not everyone is willing to talk about it. White people seem to be the most uncomfortable when race matters are addressed. Like people are blaming and accusing them today of it. No one is accusing us of anything. But it would be nice if we could understand our part in helping black people get their footing, economically or otherwise. Nobody's talking about giving them 40 acres and a mule, but we can start with basic treatment with human dignity. There's a good starting point. So, what advice would you give a mother who has to raise a black son in these turbulent times? She could tell he was getting sleepy, even though he was talking logically. Yeah, I'd tell her to make her son pull his pants up and stop wearing hoodies. They need to put on a suit and tie every day and wear glasses, I guess. Walking through these streets in America looking like a bookworm may do the trick and make them look less of a threat. I really think that would work. A suit and glasses. Nan chuckled a bit and turned to him face to face and dropped a bombshell on him. So, I guess you've never heard of anyone named Malcolm X, huh? Oh yeah, that's right. Suit and glasses. Well, it was too complicated to solve tonight. All they could do was simply revel in the small victory that had been attained last night. Maybe prevent a possible homicide or of another black guy with promise at the hand of an overzealous cop was all that was needed for the moment, for the present, for the here and now. That's just one incident. It gets spicier, it gets hotter, it gets even more heated. You're going to be sitting at the edge of your seat regarding some of this stuff. But again, I'm just glad this is done. Again, I thank those of you who have contacted me and let me know you've already pre-ordered your copy. I really appreciate that. And we'll see how it goes. It's just good to be finished with it. Long time you can see the light at the end of the tunnel. I heard somebody say, let's just hope it's not a train coming toward us. But no, this is really the end of the project. I don't know how far it's going to go, but I promise you, if you get this, there's going to be some good summertime reading. Good summertime. It's going to make you think. I was telling somebody else earlier that it's really not a book. I really wrote what's called a literary mirror, because at the end of the day, I'm hoping you can sort of see yourself, maybe some of the characters, and see if that's you. If you think that that's a person who you can identify with. There's a racist in here. There's a gay gentleman in here who's kind of rethinking his sexuality. There's a kinky church couple. Roll back the rug from what's going on in the church. So it's really meant to be an eye-opener. It's really meant to make us question. It challenges hypocrisy in the church. So it really, I think it's really standing up to be an eye-opener. Again, no pun intended, an eye-opener. But somebody's watching. Something's brewing. And time is running out. 2 till midnight? What will happen when the clock strikes 12? Peace!